Hey, it's Chris Kopf, and this is just a real estate tip about Crested Butte real estate and homeowners associations, what you need to know about homeowners associations and the documents that those homeowners associations need to provide. So if you're a seller and you're a member of a homeowners association, a subdivision or a condo or townhome community, some sort of a development. So we have so many of those, right, that are managing the area that your home is in. Or if you're a buyer and you're considering purchasing a home in an HOA, there's a lot of questions that you might have. So I'm going to talk in generality for both buyers and sellers here. I just had a continuing education class today. We have a guy named Scott Peterson who's an attorney with the Colorado Association of Realtors, and he provides a top 10 list. It's a really interesting training, and one of the things he talked about was the contract to buy and sell. The form contract has changed now, and it's an obligation, a contractual obligation on behalf of the homeowners association to provide the documents, and there's a list of standard documents that they need to provide. So you might be wondering, all right, well, what are those? Some of those documents? So things like the declarations and the covenants and the bylaws and the financials and the meeting minutes, which are very important. The meeting minutes, typically, I like to go and dig down in and figure out, all right, is there going to be any kind of an assessment in the homeowners association? Are they going to raise dues to raise funds for capital? And these are not bad things, because a well-run homeowners association is going to be fiscally responsible to its owners and its members. It's homeowners associations where you get a majority of people that want to kick the can down the road that ends up being a problem. But as you probably know, in Crested Butte, there's some professional community association managers, property managers like Toad Property Management, PR Property Management, and some others that do a very nice job of helping homeowners associations to manage their association. So that's my recommendation for an HOA, is to have some professional third party to help administer and manage. Now, up until this year, for like the last, I think, 5 years, there was a certification called the Community Association Managers Certification that required that the administrator of the HOA be licensed and certified. So somebody had to have gone through that test, and evidently it was a fairly difficult test. But anyway, here's the point that's very important. If you're a buyer, you're going to want to get this information as a part of, and it's in the contract that the seller will provide this information. Usually it's, if I'm representing a seller, I'm going to contact the association secretary or president, or generally there'll be a website, and sometimes the financials require a password to get that information, or the meeting minutes or whatever. But it's generally not a problem. I have had a couple of HOAs that they were very disorganized. They were just very lackluster, and it's like, oh, well, we're really, it's really not a big thing. Well, it is a big thing, because if someone is buying in that homeowners association, they want to know what they're buying into and what the rules and regulations are, what the financial implications might be. And so it's very important, that the homeowners association is well run and well managed and has this information available. And it should be available on a website. It should be easy for the real estate community to get to these documents, so we don't have to ask the homeowners association, okay, please send me this information. Okay, you didn't send me everything. Please send me this, right? And that can be kind of a pain. But here's the deal. There's some homeowners association managers that get compensated by providing this information, and there's sort of a fee that if a title company asks for it, it shows up on the settlement statement for the buyer or the seller, however that's negotiated. And it's now a law in the state of Colorado that an owner in a homeowner association, by right, for free, can request all the documents and not pay any fees. So it's something that if you're selling a piece of property, generally you should be knowing that the information about your homeowners association, good or bad, is also going to affect the buyer's perception of the value of the property. If it's a poorly run homeowners association, it's not managed properly, and there's fiscal issues, then that's going to come home to roost. Meaning there'll be an assessment at some point. I mean, at some point there's going to be, if it's a condo or a townhome project, generally a condo association, there's going to be, a roof repair. I mean, there's going to be a new parking lot needed. There's going to be, some major capital expenditure that if you haven't budgeted for and been setting aside for a rainy day, the homeowner association is going to have an emergency scenario, and there's going to be a vote, and they're going to have to do an assessment. Nobody likes assessments. Nobody likes increase in dues, but much better than a surprise. So anyway, just an FYI regarding the HOAs and some of the information that's required to be disclosed. And so hopefully that's informative regarding HOAs in the Crested Butte area. Have an awesome day.